celebrated the longest night of the year. And that's why I need Thursday off.
We honor over 24 winter holidays.
You think they'll get it? Do you think they'll get it? It's like a link to the past. I don't know. We'll see. Hey YouTube, this is Commercial Break, the show that breaks down the biggest duds and studs in the ad game. Today we'll be looking at GEICO's most famous Neanderthal, the Caveman. For some quick background, the GEICO Caveman appeared in his first commercial in 2004, created by Joe Lawson and Noel Ritter. The basis of his character was a slogan Ritter made up, and eventually became his trademark. The moniker, "So easy, a caveman could do it." So easy, a caveman could do it. He was introduced for the new GEICO website, because you know, internet in the early 2000s never had any problems. It was always user-friendly. He was meant to embody the simplicity of getting your insurance quote, but the way he was portrayed was always as a modern-day dude trying to fit into society that only sees him one way. But as with most successful campaigns, there had to be something more. So in 2007, they released a sitcom about him. The fittingly named Cavemen only lasted 2 months, but had 13 episodes and a pilot, and you just saw one of the clips in the intro. I would go into more detail right now, but honestly, there's so much to be talked about this show that I kind of want to leave it for another time. We'll get into it later. Besides that, we'll look into a couple of his ads and see if they're really worth digging this far into. But to do that today, I want to try something a little bit different. I want to see why these ads were generally more memorable and better received than the Gecko ads. And I think the answer is actually really simple. We can actually sympathize with his plight. Regardless of reaction, he's always treated the same way by his surrounding society. So in trying to answer today's question, we gotta look at the different ways that our cave boy responds to prejudice. So first, tactic 1, be reactionary. So yeah, obviously this doesn't really work out well for him, and we need not look farther than his first TV appearance to see exactly why.
It's so easy to use GEICO.com, a caveman could do it.
What?
Oh no,
Not cool.
I did not know you were there. I can change.
It's crazy to me that this actor here made a blatant racist lie to a dude that was 5 feet away from him. Now, of course, to play with the successful campaign, they had to make a fake apology video. It's not as quality as Logan Paul's, but it was alright.
Seriously, we apologize. We had no idea you guys were still around.
Yeah, next time maybe do a little research.
Gentlemen, are we ready to order?
I'll have the roast duck with the mango salsa.
I don't have much of an appetite, thank you.
So they're trying to hold corporate accountable here, but it's not working. So calling out prejudice when you see it just gets shot down. Being reactionary doesn't work, especially for Cave Boy here. Now let's watch him try it again.
How can it be offensive if it's true?
Okay, first of all, I'm not 100% in love with your tone right now.
Tone aside, historically, you guys have struggled to adapt.
So here he is on the news and expecting just a little bit of sympathy. But they're not going to give him anything because that would mean owning up to everybody else's blatant racism. Caveism. I think that works, yeah.
Yeah, right. Walking upright, discovering fire, inventing the wheel, laying the foundation for all mankind. You're right. Good point. Sorry we couldn't get that to you sooner.
Connie, your reaction?
Sounds like someone woke up on the wrong side of the rock.
Y'all ever just wake up on the wrong side of the rock? I imagine that's only, wait a minute. Lauren Hashian, on bad days or like whatever.
We live in a society
There it is! There it is!
where individual ego is at the forefront.
Response?
Yeah, I have a response. What?
GEICO. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
This guy is so sadly defeated at the end of this, and honestly, it's something that we can all sympathize with. It happens all the time in the real world. Anyways, let's see what happens when he tries. Tactic 2, adjusting to society. So Cavesy goes through life with a chip on his shoulder. What's the best way to deal with that? Get help.
Better help.
Why does that bother you?
Why does it bother me? So easy a caveman can do it?
Well, it's just a commercial.
I like how at this point it isn't even just a commercial. Wrong side of the rock, saying the slogan just like 5 feet away from him. That's just prejudice.
Okay, well, what if it said, GEICO.com, so easy a therapist can do it?
Well, that commercial wouldn't make sense to me.
Why not?
Well, therapists
Are what? Smart?
Like, if you thought that part was bad, the condescension gets even worse in the follow-up.
Are you serious?
Just give it a try. Role play.
What's your name?
Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez.
He doesn't say anything because he's a doll.
They just gave him an assault doll. That's not comfortable. That's like the opposite of helping him out. Basically what they're telling him is, you're not a normal dude. You're always just gonna be a caveman, just like this doll. So what else do normal people do to take their minds off of things? Well, let's try golf. Maybe we can adjust to society like that.
Oprah Winfrey.
Difference makers in the NFL.
Watch the tone, Phil. Okay, you don't want to get me all fired up right before I tee off. Oh,
I don't know if we're going to be able to find that one.
that's because I'm playing golf, Phil. My woods are actually made of wood. You're standing over there with some crazy space-age neutron stick.
It's a metal wood.
Well, it's suspect.
Can you believe this? This guy won't even let him get through a couple of holes before talking him down. It's wild what these guys are expected to go through. Again, what a counterintuitive mascot. You have the guy who's supposed to sell you on GEICO actually hating GEICO for how it treats him. It's literally perfect satire, and I think the reason that we enjoy it so much is because we know that if a company really did this, they'd be canceled as heck. Finally, Tactic 3, Peaceful Coexistence. I honestly think the most relatable part of his character is him just trying to passively coexist. And I think this next ad perfectly encapsulates that, and it's probably one of the most memorable ones he's been a part of. That music hits the spot. And as a 90s aesthetic channel, you know we got that music taste. The perfect silent commercial. I gotta give it props for that. I feel bad for him, and I suddenly want better car insurance.
The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0.
No! Not yet! Now in this final one, we have him chilling on the beach with his girlfriend.
This is great.
Finally relaxing. Oh, boy, I really needed this.
Look at that, it's amazing.
Wow, I could stay here forever.
I'll be in the car.
No, I just kind of wanted him to stay at the beach. Obviously the makeup budget here was too high, so they couldn't even afford extras. Which really means that he was at the beach by himself and no one was judging him. Just God from his airplane. But anyways, this man is triggered by GEICO anytime he sees it. And regardless of his reaction, we'll always remember his plight. And arguably the strangest marketing strategy we've gone through yet, he essentially became the anti-face of the company. But unlike the gecko, who was a traditional mascot, I think that we remember him more fondly because of the thick layer of satire that was put over him. So how are we going to rate GEICO Cave ads? Well, today we didn't get to go into the Caveman TV show, and honestly, since this is a deep dive into marketing strats, I feel like that kind of makes sense. GEICO might be able to distance itself from being associated with the production, but I think it's important for us to go over at least a couple of points. Despite a tragically poor reception, each of the 3 cave leads represented each of the different tactics we went over in this video. Joel, the lead, a reference to Joe Lawson, the creator by the way, always found himself trying to passively integrate into society and forget his cave roots. Nick, the smart roommate, embraced a fully reactionary response to criticism, often accusing people who mistreat him of doing it from prejudice, when it's really because he's just an asshole.
Listen, you know what? This isn't even a money thing. This is a caveman thing.
No. Finally, Andy gets a job and acts like a caveman when he needs to, and a man when he doesn't.
Are you wild? I bet you are.
Well, I don't know, not really.
Of course.
This is significantly different than the depiction of adjustment in the ads that we went over. I think this had the potential to do better, but the reason it couldn't is because of how surprisingly heavy-handed the social commentary here was. We can get into specifics another time, but I feel like because of that, I have to give the TV show a 240p.
Not right.
The regular Cave ads did something miraculous, because they made use of the 30 seconds to a minute that they were given, and provided a satirical venue for us to sympathize with an anti-mascot. It's truly brilliant marketing, and will edge out the Gecko in our books any day. So that means 1080p! Yay! I guess here we love ads more than we hate ads. It'll happen when these ads start getting really bad and we're gonna start hitting lower numbers. But for now, at least, we're reviewing things that we typically enjoy. I know this video is different, but I hope that you guys like the change of formula and like the change of pace. Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.